right, kia ora team, and welcome to episode 43 of Yarns with Beef and Matt, brought to you by LS Katie and Frog Grips. I'm Beef.
I'm Matt.
And joining us today, she is the 22-year-old phenom, the three-time semi-finals athlete, and one of the 4 rookies headed over to the 2024 CrossFit Games, Daisy Mcdonald. How are you, mate?
I'm very good. How are you guys?
Good. Cold.
Very
but good.
cold. We're in
It's chilly here too.
we're in a new room today, and it's freezing. So hey, all good. How are you, mate? How's your day been? What time is it over there? 9?
It's 9.
Oh,
All
yeah.
I've done is actually I had PT this morning. PT a couple clients, so did one of those this morning. And my parents are actually away too, so I had to drop my brother at school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Can you
Is
give
that what
me
you do for a job? Are you PT?
It's like on the side. I
Yeah.
like do some PT, do some CrossFit coaching, and I also work at a cafe too.
Oh, nice.
How good.
Barista making coffees.
No, I actually work in the kitchen.
Oh, sick.
I'm a chef.
No
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Mm.
What's the go-to dish at the cafe?
The go-to, the thing I would get would probably be like the breakfast burrito.
Okay.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Frost on it. Is that in Mornington?
It's in Mount Eliza. So actually got a good setup. The cafe is like a 30-second walk from my house. We're next door neighbors.
Wait, are you from Mount Isa?
No, Mount Eliza.
Oh, I was gonna say Mount Isa's not even close to Melbourne.
No, Mount Eliza. Yeah.
Right.
Mum's from New Zealand, actually. She's from
Okay.
Hawke's Bay.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wine country.
Yeah. Mm.
How good. Hey, look, all right, before we get into how amazing of a CrossFitter you are today, let's throw it back to the young Daisy Mcdonald. Throw it way back. What was she doing growing up?
Gymnastics was definitely a big part of it. I think I did some swimming and tennis, but like gymnastics sort of took over when I was maybe about 6 and did that all the way through till the end of high school. Pretty competitively, like competed for Victoria a couple times at nationals, like all the way up to level 10. And I don't really think I did much else other than gymnastics. I feel like that's sort of why I can train for so many hours, I guess. Like I'm just used to it. That's all I've done my whole life. So yeah.
Okay.
Gymnastics seems to be a huge feeder sport for successful CrossFitters, eh? Like you got Georgia Pryor, Julie Hannaford, yourself.
Yeah,
That's
Ollie
wild.
Boone. Yeah,
It seems like a pretty basic answer now. I feel like everyone was a gymnast.
yeah. It does seem to
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
What about home life? How was that growing up? Mum and dad and a brother, is it? Any other siblings?
Yeah, I've just got a younger brother.
Yeah.
He's like 5 years younger than me. But yeah, as I said, I spent majority of my time training. So I feel like that's all I did really. But yeah, mum and dad are awesome. Mum's a teacher. As I said, she's from Hawke's Bay. And dad's an Aussie. But yeah, they're actually away. So they came to Torian to watch, and they actually went up to the Northern Territory for a holiday, thinking that I wouldn't make the game. So now they've got to take more time off work later in the year to come and watch. So yeah.
Oh, shut mum and dad.
that's some good faith, but we're very glad you did.
Dad did say to me, he said, I really didn't think you'd do that good. So sorry we're in Darwin right now.
Cheers, Dad.
Because we're trying to organise all the travel, and it's all a bit of it's hard getting everyone in the same spot to organise it. But
Oh, wild. So were you scheduled to go up with them? Now you've just got to stay home and train?
nah, it was a mum and dad trip.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Logic.
Nice. Have you been to New Zealand yourself?
Yeah, we usually go every other year. So we went last year at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Go and visit the family.
Mate.
So, oh no, not last year, sorry. The year before. So we're meant to go this year, but who knows?
Yeah.
There's a lot of travel on the cards.
Just on the way back from Austin, Texas. Just pull in.
Maybe.
No worries.
Yeah.
Can't a bit of a train. Right. Well, okay. That was your younger years. It's hard because how old are you now? 22?
22.
22.
All right. Sweet. Still pretty young. Some would say.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I got that one off your IG bio, but
Oh, there you go.
yeah.
That was big.
I tell you what, I don't know if you've watched any of our other stuff, but we actually caught up with Rookie Wednesday prior to the pro.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Did you?
I haven't seen that episode, but I have seen quite a few.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Watch that one.
spoiler alert.
Okay.
Dad may not have called it, but Rookie did. Did
Yeah.
you? Did you catch that?
Really?
Yeah.
There you go. He
Yeah.
did tell me I was his dark horse, but I didn't believe him. I thought maybe he's just said that after the fact, but there you go.
Yeah. No, we recorded on Thursday, and he said,
Sweet.
no, when did we record it? Wednesday. And he said, yeah, Daisy Mcdonald, clear as day, is going to make it to the game. So Rookie called it.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild.
Might have been the only one.
I was listening to it back, and yeah, he actually called the podium in order.
Yeah.
He,
Oh, wow.
It was pretty crazy.
Spoiler alert, he goes,
That's
'cause
excellent.
we
There
just
you
wanted
go.
some Torian predictions from him. And yeah, he goes, oh, well, Grace Walton, Maddie Sturt. He did say Caitlin Van Zyl, but he's like, oh, I'm not sure. I don't know. But Daisy Mcdonald. And I was like, okay, like without being rude, I hadn't heard of you until that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
But
fair enough.
man, I'm glad he pointed you out. You had
Yeah.
a wicked weekend.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Well, some of us hardcores had
Okay.
heard your name before. Which brings me on to this. So what year are we now? 24. So 22, you're on a team, right?
Yep.
How did you go that year? That was your first sort of touring experience. How'd that year go?
So we just did quarters with, I guess, the group that we have at the affiliate. So we all just train and live there. And we were super excited to qualify. I think we qualified in 18th. So we were like one of the bottom placing teams. And I think that's how we finished up as well, 18th. So, I mean, it was a great experience. Like, we'd never done, I don't think any of us had done a comp as big as that, and to be out on that floor was really cool. And I knew from there, I was like, yeah, I definitely want to go individual and try and be out here the following year alone. Because I think I like the team, but also like there's like no worse feeling than being the one that's letting the team down. But there's also, you don't want to be it sucks to be the one that's like, maybe there's a workout where you're really good at it, and then there's a workout where you're really bad at it too. And I feel like if you're individual, you get to play your own game. And if you do poorly, it's on you. And if you do great, it's also the best feeling as well. So I feel like individual is my way for like the years to come.
Yeah. So you say that was when you sort of went, nah, next year I'm going individual. When before that did you think that you actually wanted to take CrossFit seriously? When did CrossFit come into the picture altogether?
As I said, I did gymnastics. So when I decided that was the end of that, my mum and my brother also already did CrossFit. So we'd sort of watched it on the TV. I know Dad had put the games on the TV one year, and I thought, that looks really fun. And obviously mum and my brother did it. So as soon as I finished gymnastics, I went and did the beginners course at CrossFit at the box they went to. And I remember there being one really horrible workout where I had to do like 40 cals on the echo bike in a row. And I remember thinking like, why would someone put this in a beginner's on-ramp? Like, people aren't going to come back. And I think there was only maybe out of the 5 people that did it, 2 people that sort of stuck around, me being one of them. But then I actually decided I want to go back to gymnastics. So the following year, I think the very start of 2020, I went back and I did another month of gymnastics. And then I decided again, no, I'm done. So early 2020, I started doing the class at CrossFit, and I really enjoyed it. You know, like obviously it being so different every day, it was nothing to get sick of. And then we went into lockdown in Melbourne. It was kind of for like that year and a half. So the owner of the gym at that time was super nice. Like he let everyone have equipment to take home. And my mum, obviously being huge into CrossFit, had to have the full setup in the shed, which for like now I look back and I'm really grateful for, because we spent basically a year and a half. Like I trained twice a day and did like a weightlifting program and really enjoyed it. So by the time lockdown was over, I went back and I started doing more of like that competition prep sort of thing. And I think that was when I jumped on Mayhem Athlete as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet as. So yeah, fucking straight out of lockdown into programming. How good.
Yep.
Sweet.
I was so keen for lockdown to be over purely because I was like, I need to get into the gym, you know, I want to do my competitions and that sort of thing. So
we got another COVID-born CrossFitter.
Yeah.
So when did the mind switch from I like this, I'm enjoying it, and seeing the games on TV and thinking, oh yeah, that's cool? When did it become a goal rather than a dream?
I think the first year I did the Open was when like the first year quarterfinals happened as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I made quarterfinals. I mean, I didn't do great, but it was like, oh, I made quarterfinals. Like maybe I can keep doing this. And then the year following, I came like 60th or something. So I was still out of semis reach, but like kind of close. And I think then I actually started to like do the things I was bad at, because for a while I just avoided things like handstand push-ups and muscle ups because I just was terrible at them. And I think every time I tried to practice them, I would be bad. And then I'd be like, oh, maybe I won't practice that. But when I got close, I was like, oh, I could actually do this. Maybe I'll really hone in on those things. And then obviously the following year, we did individual. Yeah.
That's funny you say handstand press ups, because like an ex-gymnast, you would have been pretty handy on your hands, you would have thought.
I don't know, I'm really good at handstand walking, but when it comes to that upper body pressing, it's just beyond me. I've put a lot of work into it the last 2 years, and I've definitely got better, but it's still my biggest weakness for sure.
We couldn't tell you got better, like third place at Torian. Nah, it's hard to tell if you got any better. But the muscle up one, I get that one because that's not a discipline in female gymnastics, is it?
Yeah, that's right. Only the men do the rings. So bar muscle ups came easy. But rings were, I mean, I think it's just because I avoided them for so long.
Yeah.
I look back, I'm like, oh, if I just started those a year prior, like maybe I'd be really good at them by now. But I mean, you can always say that after the fact, can't you?
Oh, yeah, you sound like me 10 years on. Finally.
Sound like me now.
Yeah. Finally, I just didn't suck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So 2022. Yes, there it is. You're on a team. God, I suck with years. You're on a team, and then you say you want to get individual. How does that progress look going into the next year, switching to individual?
So I got myself a coach, someone from the gym I still go to.
You can shout the gym out if you want. You're allowed to.
Oh, I should have. I can't believe I haven't.
You've been avoiding it this whole conversation. I was like,
I've been just like tiptoeing around it. I go to Wolf Den CrossFit in Mornington, which super awesome community, as is every gym. But yeah, those guys are great. They still joke about the fact that I'm going to leave them one day because I'm apparently big time now, but I have to keep reminding them that they're the guys that keep me humble. So
that's good.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Anyway, all our Melbourne listeners are going to swarm the gym now. You've done that.
Yeah, actually, if you're down on the Mornington Peninsula, we do get a lot of drop-ins because everyone comes down for weddings or
it is beautiful there.
Summer months, the beach. So, yeah.
Matt's got a story for after.
Yeah, you carry on. Beef will stop interrupting now.
So yeah, I got myself a coach, and I guess we sort of focused on the things I was not as great at. But also, I guess, just I was young. So another year of being in the gym, doing things that mean you're going to get better, doing anything probably. And yeah, like the goal was just to make Torian that year, but I ended up coming like 12th in quarterfinals, which was pretty cool.
So, yeah. You took 18th that year?
I did. I took 18th, yes.
Shit, I'm good. I didn't just look that up before or anything. It's fine. memory team. No, I definitely looked that up. So going on from there, what was the aim that year? Just to make it. That was the goal.
Just to make it. I mean, you always go in with like everyone's like, oh, if you're not there to win, like don't go. But I think like being realistic, coming 60th the year prior, that year was to make it, and then the year after was to contend.
There's something Matt said to another athlete over the weekend, actually, and it stuck with me. He said, you have to be really fucking good at CrossFit to come dead last at semifinals. And I was like, that's so true. And then I guess from that, you could say, like, no one makes the games by accident. Like, you're not going to get there by chance. So it just shows how much work you've put in from last year coming into this year. How does it feel sort of having your name plastered in the history books right next to Grace Walton, Maddie Sturt, and Georgia Pryor? How does that feel?
It's definitely really surreal. Like, I feel like it won't feel real until we're getting on the plane to leave. I guess we had a bit of a week off as well, which gave me a bit of time to think about it and like, I don't know, I don't even know what to say. It's kind of crazy. I didn't know if it would be this year. It was definitely my goal. But to have it happen so soon is excellent. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I know we're skipping over the weekend a little bit, but we were on the floor prior to the announcements, and I do remember you conversing with some of the your support crew in the crowd, and I just remember you saying, I don't know.
Yeah.
Was that you weren't sure if you had made it yet?
Yeah. I'm going into the last event, I had like a decent gap to 5th, or like to stay in the top 4 essentially. But I knew the last event would probably be my worst of the weekend, which it was. So that was what was like really nerve-wracking. But I did stay close enough, I think, to 5th, just close enough behind them that I was like, okay, I'm pretty confident I did make it. But, you know, there's always like the what if or whatever. So until I heard my name, like I wasn't going to be like too excited and celebrating for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I don't want to sound cheesy, but it's kind of poetic, right? Your first ever CrossFit workout was an echo bike. And then the last workout to get you to the games had an echo bike in it.
I didn't think of it that way, but it definitely is for sure.
Clip it. Clip that.
Matt just froths CrossFit.
Goes hard, man. Just on that, how he was saying you were we're on the floor and we were trying to, you know, that signing video that we did. We were setting that up.
It's really cool, by the way. I did love that video.
Oh, thank you.
All beef. Honestly, that's another podcast on its own. Anyway, we'll go over that on our own one. But you were stood behind us. I didn't even know where you were.
Matt tried to steal your moment.
Basically, they call your name and all the cameras swarm towards where we are. And I'm clapping like, man, where is she? And you're right behind us. Beef just fucking bulldozes me out of the way. He's like, get the fuck out of the way. And I was like, oh she is. She's right there. Fuck, it was funny. So, yeah, if anyone caught that on the stream, my partner did say that it wasn't on the machine, so I think on the stream. So I think Beef did get me out of the way pretty quickly, but it was quite funny.
I was sort of hiding because I had people come down into the, you know, the front sort of gold section, I think it was. And they were right over in the corner. So I was sort of like hid behind people, but that was all right.
Yeah. You were hidden behind us. And I was told, stay out of the way of the cameras. And I'm like walking and Matt's just standing there like, oh, yeah.
I'm just looking for you. I'm like, she's got to be here somewhere. Right behind me. Anyway, I was soaking it in. That was so cool. I loved just on the event itself and how that award ceremony was. Fuck, it was cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, I got such a fright. Did you get a fright when they let the streamers off behind you?
Yeah, definitely did.
Oh man, I got such a fright.
I think because they'd already let off streamers.
Yeah.
And then we were on the podium and they let off more and I was not expecting more.
Yeah, me neither. Well, loud.
I'll tell you what, the first one, because you guys were out on the floor watching the final men's heat, right? When Zane finally got across the line and they let those two off, let out a couple of swear words.
I felt bad for Zane because he was so fucked, like crossing the line, and all those streamers just landed on him. I was like, poor guy. Anyway, this is the Daisy Mcdonald show.
Big time.
Let's get back to here. Yeah, so we kind of went straight to you going to the games, which is good. But I want to know how the year between you coming 18th to qualifying to the games, like, yeah, how dialed in did you have to get things in those 12 months?
I don't know if, I think after I came 18th, I was like, I knew the games was still my goal, but I was like, oh, maybe it's not next year, maybe it's the year after or in the years to come. But I don't really think I ever thought about, okay, this is the year where I change things to try and make the games next year. I think it was more of just like, let's just get better, if that makes sense. So yeah, definitely just dialed in on my weaknesses even more, because you go into the comp, you know what your weaknesses are. they're clear to you, but then you get exposed and they're like super clear to you. And it's like, okay, I don't want to ever feel like that again, where I'm just like sitting there waiting for my forearms to like recover so I can try and go up again or whatever it is. Yeah, I had some like coaching changes and really dialed in on some things, and I felt big changes sort of quite quickly. And then we went to Down Under and ended up coming 5th, which was pretty cool. And I think that's when I was like, okay, like I really could make the games, but nothing really changed in terms of my training. Like it was just sort of, these are my weaknesses, let's focus on them. And I think I had a big switch in training as well of like just trying to have as much fun as I can. And I think that definitely played a big part into it as well.
Oh, yeah. I was actually lucky enough to meet your coach because while drug testing was going on, which by the way, fuck, that takes ages.
I know.
I mean, we're just, but yeah, I managed to catch up with your coach. He seems like a really nice dude and pretty down to earth. How much of a role does he play in your success?
So the guy you met isn't actually my coach.
Oh,
so yeah. So Rico, the guy you met, was my coach on the day,
right.
And over the weekend, but he essentially is my training partner. And I chose him to have the coach's pass purely because I feel like it makes it more fun. He knows how to like keep me nice and chill and calm. And I guess we do every workout together, so he knows what I can do, what I can't do, that sort of thing. My coach at home, Zach, he just had a new baby. So yeah, but we sort of have a good dynamic, I guess. Zach helps me with my programming and things related to, mayhem as well. But Rico is more of that just moral support and helping me get through the weekend.
Oh, nice. Oh, shout out Rico. Speaking of keeping things light and fun, he did mention that they were going to make T-shirts about how much you need to go to the toilet between events.
What?
Yeah, he said we're going to do some fundraising tees. And on the back, it just says, hold up, I got to pee.
That's really funny, actually. We have made sort of designed new shirts for like supported tees for the game, but they don't have that on them. I wasn't told about that.
Yeah. Surprise.
I literally do need to pee like about 10 times prior to every event, which is just silly. But then as soon as we do the drug testing, like it takes me 3 water bottles to pee.
Really?
And I was like, if they just announced a 7th event, I could go to the toilet right now for you for drug testing. But
that is the 7th event. Drug testing. It is the longest AMRAP of your life.
Yes.
That's hilarious. That's quite funny. Yeah, fuck, I guess looking forward to the games now. Is there any plans or expectations for the games?
I was saying this the other day. I don't think there's really any expectations that I'm putting on myself. I think Torian might almost stick out as maybe a bit more stressful because I really wanted to make the games. But now that I made it and it's my first year, I just feel like I'm going to have as much fun as I can, soak it in, do as good as I can, but really not try and put any expectations on myself. I'd love to make it through all the cuts though and try and like last the whole weekend. That would definitely be, if there was any goal, it would be that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Pretty realistic goal too. I like that.
Yeah.
What does the training look like going forward? Have you started? Yeah.
Yeah. So had a kind of a week off, did some light stuff on Thursday and Friday and sort of trained semi-normally on Saturday and made me incredibly sore. Yeah. And then had Sunday off as usual and went back to training yesterday. Did a big session. So even more sore today. I feel like taking that week off did me dirty, but I think mentally it was probably a good idea.
Oh, 100%.
Having the long lead up to come.
Yeah. And you do have to enjoy your successes because people do get caught up on that. Like they qualified for the games, but you also podiumed at Torian, which is a massive, massive event. People are lucky enough to take the last qualifying spot to go to Torian, and to podium there is pretty fucking special. So, yeah, I think you earned a week off. I'll let you have a week off. Okay, Daisy. No worries.
Thank you.
But you're on the mayhem track. Yeah, so like how does that work? I've spoken to a few Mayhem athletes, but do they personalize one for you, or are you more of just on their general compete track? How does it work for you?
So I've been on their general compete track for a while, like ever since COVID, like I said. But I think we're sort of in the talks with some of the guys from Mayhem about maybe doing some personalized stuff. But they're getting that games training super ready for me soon. So it's sort of a bit of an ease into it this week, and then hit the ground running next week.
That's so sick. And have you already planned when you're going over there? Like I imagine that'd be pretty special. Training at Mayhem.
Very exciting. I actually can't wait. Now I'm thinking about it. We're heading over. Me and my partner are heading over like sort of mid-July. So we'll spend just over 2 weeks in Cookville. And then my family and other people from the gym as well will head over. We'll head to Texas the week prior. So we'll be in Texas for a week as well.
Man, that's so cool. Is that you said before, it hasn't really sunk in, but like, it must be so cool saying that out loud.
I feel like I'm just as excited to go to Cookville than I am as excited to go to the games. Like going to CrossFit Mayhem will be super cool.
Well, we're excited for you. Matt's got an elevated heart rate right now.
Oh, honestly, if you need a physio, if you need someone to just carry your shoes, you just hit me up. I'll be there.
Yeah. Are you a physio?
No. But if you need one,
YouTube, couple messages.
You won't see me. I'll be hanging out with Rich. Like, you won't know where I am. But I just want to be part of the entourage.
Oh, no, I'm really excited. And Rico, as I said, he's like #1 Rich fan. So
he knows.
Work it.
Yeah. Team Rich.
Yeah, absolutely. Team Rich.
Matt who? Team Rich.
Wow.
Hey, Matt, if you are watching, it's not personal. He's not watching.
he would actually leave you just hanging, Like he got an athlete to Torian a couple of years ago now. Got a coach's pass because she's a teen athlete. She got one workout on the main floor, but this guy goes down to the warm-up area. Yeah, you're all right. And just goes and starts talking like Roy's done.
Yeah, I was catching up with the boys and she's like, what am I supposed to be doing? I was like, I don't fucking know.
No, for real, like it is hard not to get a bit starstruck down there. Like so many people that you see on Instagram or whatever, or watch YouTube videos of, and then all of a sudden you're one of them. So
yeah, I suppose that's a good point actually. I suppose it's your 3rd year, so you have been down in the warm-up area. But how do you deal with that? Because there are Cara Saunders, James Newbury, just to name a couple of absolute icons in the game. How do you handle that?
I feel like in the first year, I remember actually bumping into Tia in the toilets on one of my mini trips.
Yeah,
and I was just like, oh my God. But you just try and act cool because obviously they're there to compete as well, and maybe they're warming up or whatever, so you don't want to bug them. But I feel like this year I'm like trying to think of myself as one of them and like, I guess, put myself on the same pedestal to just like, I guess, take it seriously and like get in that mindset that like, that's where I want to be sort of thing.
Yeah. That's you.
But I do have to pretend for sure. I'm like, oh, you're cool.
Yeah. How do you act cool in front of Tia? Walk us through that.
I guess it was 2 years ago.
Do you come here too? Oh, cool.
What's your name?
Yeah.
I think you made the right call not asking for a photo with Tia in the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh, very good, man.
So good, man. Oh, Torian is just so sick. I mean, we've been multiple times and it never wears off, Like,
oh, absolutely.
Caught Vake's recap at least yesterday.
Oh my God, how fire was that?
I'm ready for next
So
year.
good. I keep telling people the way he did it with the classical music they used over the clips of the workouts. Like, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was different than what anyone else does with, your hardcore music. I really liked it.
Big time. Like, just from a content guy perspective, as soon as he did the transition where the whale like flips over and then you fly into power after, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be fire.
Oh, like I've just started getting into editing, mainly just to help out Beef with the channel and stuff like that. But I watched that and I went to text Beef. I was like, I'm just going to give up. Like, what's the point? Like that, the bar is so high. Yeah.
But
did a good job.
I guess to take it back to Torian, run us through the weekend. How did you find the events?
I had a really good time, actually. I think when they came out, I was like, okay, this is like, they're pretty good for me. Nothing was really like wheelhouse, but they all seemed really fun. And I like how they were really classic CrossFit. Like, I think last year was a little bit intimidating with it being my first year. And then there was like ruck muscle ups and seated legless rope climbs. But this year was really exciting. So what was the first event? So the running. Yeah, the first event was tough. It was actually really hot.
Yes.
Being from Victoria, it's been like 15 degrees, and then there it was maybe 25, so not that hot. But it was warm out there, and it definitely added to it. And I also had a training partner who was competing as well, Hayley Adams.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Hayley Adams.
The Aussie Adams.
Yeah, exactly. The real one.
Wow. You have to compete with the other one in a few months, eh?
She's the real one to me. She's older as well.
Sweet as. We'll send her a clip of that. And we'll stir the pot for you. It's fine.
So obviously, so she was competing as well. She was in that the top heat with me, and she absolutely killed that event. So getting to like do that with her was really exciting as well. And then day 2, we were also in the same heat, so it just felt like our regular Saturday training session, which was pretty cool. But I think Saturday was the one I was looking forward to the most. Both events were really exciting. The front squat one was cool because I feel like I made big gains in my strength, and then to get through all those front squats unbroken and then come third was really sick as well. But I think most exciting was the second event on that day, so the legless rope climbs. I put so many hours into my pulling in the last year, especially, that once we got there and it was only 13, like that wasn't even close to how many we do in like a training session. So to come away, and I think I got 6 in that workout, and not fail any or not have to like rest heaps was really, really cool. That was a really sick event. And then going into the last day, I was so nervous. I think just because I knew I could qualify. And I went down into like the athlete area where they have, you can get a massage, you can use the boots or whatever. And there's a big screen up there as well. And I'd been seeing this Kyra Nick down there, and he could tell I was so nervous, and he was like, what are you nervous about? And I didn't want to like voice that I was nervous that I wouldn't make the games because like I didn't put it out there. But yeah, he helped me calm down, and someone gave me a lovely relaxing massage, and that sort of helped me going into the last day. But that first workout of the day was good for me. So the handstand walk, it's a fun one, which was probably a good way to start considering how nervous I was. Yeah. And then we did the snatches, which actually went really well. I was super nervous for that one because obviously, there's such a big like margin, like room for error. But to finish that was really cool. I knew I could, but I was definitely nervous going into it for sure.
Yeah. Had you done the snatch one in training?
Not really. I did the 10-8-6 and then just like called it a day because I was more worried about being capped in the first 2 bars than I actually was to finish it.
Oh, really?
So I was like, okay, if I can do the 10-8-6, I know like with the adrenaline and the crowd, like I can hit the last bar. That's fine. So,
how was the reason I asked that is how was your body on day 3 compared to doing it in training, hitting the snatches?
Yeah, look, it was really sore.
Can imagine.
My quads, like they didn't recover till late last week. Late last week. The front squats, I think just the intensity, we did the workout out, just absolutely destroyed them.
Yeah.
Even though we did intervals of that one in training and probably did more front squats than there actually was in the actual workout. I think just doing them all in a row and, one after the other just killed them. But I feel like when I warmed up, I was sore, but as soon as I went out there, like you can just sort of forget about it. But yeah, my lifting felt really good out there actually. I feel like if there was another bar, could have got a PB.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah. How close was the final bar to your PB?
My PB is 83.
Okay.
So pretty close then.
Like, yeah, 3 or 4 kilos.
Yeah. How strong is that field though? Because that's obviously a repeat from when Cara Saunders tore it apart a few years ago. To see how many girls cleared that workout, man, it just shows how far this sport has taken the strength in women. So
yeah, absolutely. I think I heard a lot of people saying, like the analysts of the sport. I listened to a lot of Sevon.
Who's that?
Do you guys know him? Sevon?
Does he do?
Sevon?
What does he do?
Sevon?
We know him.
He's your competitor.
We don't compete in the podcast game. All right, it's all love.
They were all saying, they should have made it heavier. Like they thought, a lot of people would clear at this time, and I guess they were right. Like the bars maybe could have been heavier, but I guess the point was that it was a repeat. So yeah, it was very cool to see the amount of progression that everyone's made in that many years. So,
but then you're testing something different. Like the weights are the same; they're still heavy for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But then you're testing how fast can you do it, and
absolutely,
it's still a really good test.
Absolutely.
And like you say, on day 3 of competition, but I think that's a huge testament to the Torian Pro crowd. I don't know if you follow Ella Price on Instagram.
Oh yeah,
she put up. You saw her post?
Awesome. Yeah, so good.
She put up a post that she kept failing the 3rd bar, and then on the day managed to finish the workout. So that's just, when those guys get behind you, I can't imagine the adrenaline. Must be crazy.
It's crazy. I feel like in the past, like I've had a bit of a mental block with snatches. Like I sort of get in a weird headspace where I don't like to lift the bar off the floor.
Okay.
But I knew that like out there, you just don't think about it. You just sort of go, I've got a job to do. Like I've got to lift the bar. I'm going to do it. Like nothing really goes through your head because there's so many people cheering and watching, and it's electric out there.
How was the last event on Sunday, last heat, and the way they build that up? Like, fuck me. Like, I was like nervous. Like, and I wasn't even running out the field. I was sitting up top with a beer in my hand. But like, you guys are.
Yeah.
But how are you feeling before you've even run out? How does that intensity match up to anything?
Well, it didn't help that, as I said, my legs are so sore. So I went into like the athlete area, as I said before, where you can go in the boots. So I put the boots on and was watching the guys go, and then they flashed the women's leaderboard on the TV.
Yeah.
I was trying my best not to look at it. And I see the exact point gap and everything. And I'm like, oh my God. So I quickly take the boots off and off I go. And I just go chill somewhere else because I can't bear look at the leaderboard any longer. And then like start warming up. Everything feels really good. And then I get the sorest stomach. And I think it's probably because I haven't eaten properly this whole weekend because I've been so nervous. Like I've eaten good dinners, but like throughout the day, I've just been like living off like Lucozade and LCM bars, and my stomach's just had it.
Are you with the sports dietitian?
No. I work with a girl named Monica.
Okay,
Yeah. She gives me the best plans, and I had a good lead up, but I think just by Sunday, like I was just living on adrenaline. Yeah. And my stomach was just not having it anymore. Anyway, I sort of forgot about it. Did the event. I actually ran out and I saw my judge was one of the judges I've sort of had over the past years. And she's super lovely and sort of gave me a bit of a zen feeling going into that event, which was cool. I knew it wouldn't be my best event. So my goal was sort of just to try and stay close behind the girls in 4th and 5th. And then, ended up doing just enough. So,
Not just enough to secure a podium spot too. What was it?
It was nearly over though, because those lunges were, someone said to me, they said like, don't go to fail because it won't go well. So I did drop them once. And then I was sort of 1 or 2 lines from the end. And I literally on my last step, like one of the dumbbells was in my fingertips. And I was like, okay, hold on, because like that's your games ticket. Like if you drop it now, you're not going. And I did that last step so slow because if I was like, if I make any sudden movement, it's gone.
It's gone.
And then I stepped and I got over the line and I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like putting it down to I'm literally holding my games ticket. Did not let it go.
Yeah.
That's fucking wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was it about the last workout that you thought it would be your worst? Was it just the heavy dumbbell?
Nah, I think I'm pretty good at lunging. I think it was mainly just the muscle ups. I think the muscle ups, the grip fatigue into the lunges was probably just the combination of it all was going to be not my strongest event. I still didn't do poorly, but I think that being the last workout made me extra nervous.
All right. Fair.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Very good.
Right. Now, I know that the time is dragging on and we've probably got a lot more we could go over, but I think we will aim to wrap it up there.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't got anything else you want to add?
No, if you want to run us through it.
Yeah, like I said, I reckon after the games, you definitely come back on. We'll talk about that experience. That'll be sick. But how we are wrapping these up, I don't know if you've been watching any of the other ones, but the previous guest is going to ask the next guest the question.
She's been watching, Matt. She's been watching.
I watched.
Along with Matt Fraser, apparently. He's definitely watching. Yeah, so last guest was rookie, Jeremy Austin.
Mm-hmm.
What a guy. And his question, I'm sure Beef has. So
I can't prepare.
Because I don't have it.
Yes, the legend himself would like to know, and I think we may have to leave the latest one off it to get an accurate answer, but his question is, what's your greatest achievement in life so far, and how has that achievement changed the course of your life?
Oh, I feel like it's so cheesy to say making the games.
Yeah.
But, I guess maybe I'll just put the whole year together. I feel like this year so far, I mean, it's only halfway, but getting through this year has been really awesome. I think it's been like a big accomplishment. I've been studying full time to be a physio.
Oh, nice.
And I'm in my last year. So I spent the whole first half of the year essentially on placement. So like working full time and trying to compete. And I sort of felt like when I was training by myself in the midst of placement, I was like, oh, am I getting worse? Am I getting better? But then to come away from quarterfinals in fourth and then make the games and get to go over there and I guess put placement on the back burner for the moment is, definitely is right up there with my biggest achievements for sure.
How good.
Yeah.
Love that. So you don't need a physio then? Okay. Sucks.
I
can do other
I actually
things.
do have one. I do. One of the guys coming from the box is an ex-physio or is a physio but studying to be something else. So she'll give me all the good massages.
So good. Oh, Matt will fill your water bottle up or something.
Look, there's a job out there for me somewhere. Look, you'll barely know I'm there.
Are you guys planning to come over?
Yeah, there's plans there.
There's plans to come to the game, but not to Mayhem.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, I mean, there's always plans to go meet Rich.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're just talking to Rich at the moment, like if he can afford us
shut
there.
up.
Like, there's plans there. We haven't given.
Yeah,
we're seeing it's expensive, bloody expensive to get over there, as I'm sure you're finding out.
Yeah, finally found that out last week.
Yep. How good.
Yeah.
So you're doing supporters t-shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah, doing supporter t-shirts. I mean, if anyone watching wants one, you should be able to find a link in my Instagram. So
We might even
get on, grab one.
We might even share the link. Who knows?
We might even get one ourselves.
Yeah, okay. I guess so. Then we'd have to buy everyone's because we're planning on getting everyone that's qualified. So they might all be doing them. So anyway, that's cool.
To change your outfit every couple of hours if that's the case.
Might have to.
Just when you're on, Daisy T.
Yeah.
Oh, Grace is on. Grace T.
Yeah.
LSK here walking by. Fucking all right. Shit, gotta support these guys. Anyway, look, Daisy, thank you so much for sitting down. And it's your first podcast, so I'm glad that it was with us. I'm sure there's many more to come. I know Savan loves to do all the qualifiers. He did all of them last year. Did all 40 males, all 40 females, which was a fucking effort from him. So hopefully get on that one too.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah. Coffee pods and wads. Surely there's a couple of bigger ones than us out there, and I'm sure you'll be on there soon. But we appreciate
Yarns
you.
had me first, so
There you
That's
go.
it.
We
That's
appreciate
it.
it.
guys take the cake for sure.
How good, sweet as. Don't forget about us when you've made it.
But before we do round up the episode, is there anyone you want to give a quick shout out?
I'll give a shout out to mum and dad.
In Darwin.
In Darwin. Wherever they are at the moment. I think they're maybe further south, somewhere there. Catherine, I don't know. I'll give a shout out to them. I actually, terrible of me, forgot to give them a shout out when I got a chance to have an interview. And then, you know, people yelling at me, yo, you forgot to say mum and dad. So I'll shout them out now.
Nice.
Okay.
They're absolute legends, and they put up with me at home. Dad cooking me meals when I get home super late after placement and training. So I think if I had to be out on my own at this current point in my life, I'd be doing a lot worse. So thanks, mum and dad.
Shout out, mum and dad.
Big time.
Yeah.
There it is.
How good. Rightio, team. We'll leave it there. We'll grab your question when we sign off.
But,
Yeah.
thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the
Thanks,
rest of
guys.
your day, and all the best for the CrossFit Games.
Ooh. See you in
Thank you.
Texas. All right. See you, team. Bye.
See ya.